Hey everybody, this is Kinsley Gabbard. I'm going to be giving my book review on the Autobiography of Martin Luther King Jr., edited by Clavin Carson. From living in the South, especially Alabama, where Montgomery and a lot of this took place in this book, I have known about Martin Luther King since I was a little girl, but actually getting to read his autobiography that goes into detail from the beginning of his life all the way up into the end is such an honor. It is so good. Every bit of it, every chapter, everything is so good. If you have kids, if you're a teacher, if you're interested in the civil rights movement history, it's all here in this book about how life was then. This book was published in 1998. This book goes from the beginning of his life, like I said, all the way to when he graduated high school 2 years early, all the way until when he went to college, how he was, in fact, not interested at first in being a pastor like his father was, and how he grew up in such a loving home where his mama despised the fact that they were treated differently just because of the color of their skin, and that she would never accept it. Martin Luther King actually, from his mindset when he was just a little boy, when his parents and him had a conversation at dinner one night about how the world was, he was determined that he was going to hate white people, even though he grew up in a Christian home. But he was such a good man that, despite all that, he was a good Christian man, and he was not going to hate them, but he was going to stand up for what he believed in, which was incredible because he went through many things in life where he was treated so unfairly, especially when Congress had passed laws. It talks about it in the book, about how other places were allowing, because back then, blacks and whites went to different schools. You weren't allowed to sit on the front of the bus versus the back of the bus, different restaurants, drinking fountains. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But when the Congress actually allowed students to go to school together from different races, Montgomery, where he was still not allowing that. And they were still having really bad segregation, racism, hatred towards them. And it explains Martin Luther King's, his feelings throughout all his life is in this book, and it is such an honor, and it's amazing just reading through all this. So when you read the first page, you won't stop until you get to the end. Also, I built my lesson plan around Martin Luther King's dream. He wanted the world to change, to be a better place, not to judge anybody by the color of their skin. So, through the Alabama State Standards, I chose 6th grade, and it says, critique measures social and cultural changes in the U.S., which is the civil rights movement, including Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and the Montgomery bus boycott. And all that is in this book, which is absolutely amazing. My students will be making a timeline with pictures that go from when he was born all the way until 1963 when he had his I Have a Dream speech, all the way until, the Montgomery bus boycott, Rosa Parks, he became a pastor at Dexter Baptist in Montgomery, all the way until when he passed away. So they're going to get into groups, create this timeline, draw pictures that go with each one. And then on the last one, they're going to draw a picture of how to treat people fair. And then I want them to explain that to the front of the class. I have read this entire book from cover, every single page, every single word, all the way to the back cover, everything. And I highly recommend it to anybody. Thank you.